Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you guys are doing great. So in this video I'm going to teach you how you can implement Navigation 3 in your Compose Multiplatform projects. So what is Navigation 3? First of all, Navigation 3 is a new refined version of Navigation 2 library developed by Google and now is being ported into Compose Multiplatform by JetBrains. So let's get started. So basically Navigation 3 API is stable for our Android side. It's mean Jetpack Compose, but it's not stable for Jetpack Compose Multiplatform as of now. So in order to implement this into our application, we need to look into the documentation of Navigation 3 from the official Google documentations. Okay, so let's get started. It's pretty much similar. Where did I got the dependency? I got the dependency from the JetBrains Maven Center repositories. All right. So what you have to do is you need to implement these artifacts into your project. And yeah, I'm using Koin as well because Koin also support Navigation 3 for, let me show you, for Compose Multiplatform as well as the simple Jetpack Compose, as you can see here. So we are going to use Koin as well. If you don't know about Koin is a DI framework for managing dependencies in our multi-platform projects. If you want to know more about it, if you want to learn basic about it, I'll link the video in the description. Anyway, let's get started. So what's the difference from nav2? Let me show you. So we define our routes like we used to define in Navigation 2, just a simple serializable classes, and then here we have access to the backstack. Let me show you. If we go to the editor screen, we can hook this up into our project using nav display. It just take the list of backstacks. It's like managing the list. If I pop up the item from the list, it will pop up from my nav display. Which means the UI will also pop up from the compose layer. So enough talking, let me show you first example, then you will be able to understand better. So here is our application. Actually, this is the project I'm building for myself. This is no code web to app builder. So here we go. Actually, people learn so much from real world project. That's why I thought, why not like teach you guys from my actual project. Anyway, so if you guys can see here, I'm creating the backstack using remember nav backstack function. If you have used this in Jetpack Compose, then you know we don't need to pass these subclasses polymorphic. Actually, this is the this is the serializable module. So if you have worked with it, you will know that we don't need to pass serializable module for our simple Jetpack Compose. In Compose Multiplatform, we need to pass serializer module so that it works with the serializable classes. This is simply just you define your routes with subclass extension. Okay, actually this remember nav backstack is also extension function. I have made it myself. This just cut the boilerplate. I will hook this up in the description. You can copy it as well. This is the part of KMP starter template, by the way. Anyway, here I'm defining the initial route, just like it's like defining the first item in the list, and then here I'm defining the serializers for my classes. Anyway, then I'm hooking this remember nav backstack into our nav display. If you guys can see here, I'm calling the I'm getting the backstack here, and then I'm calling the own backstack provided function. What this will do is it will provide the backstack to this lambda function, and this lambda function will provide this to navigator. Now why I'm using navigator? Because it will help me navigate from anywhere from the project. And why I'm not initializing backstack here? This is a very important question that I saw the Steve Witsa video. That guy was missing this point. This guy was missing this point, because if we initialize here, this won't be like I won't be able to recover this value in case of process death. You know what process death is? For example, my application is in the background and I just come here, and if I kill the process, then I will lose all of the state of my application, including the backstack, if I initialize this thing here. So that's why I'm initializing this using remember nav backstack function. This will remember the nav backstack in all configuration changes basically. Anyway, so here I'm providing the backstack to this, and then there are two more functions. One is navigate app and navigate to. This checks if it's not initialized, it will return, and if it's initialized, then they will perform the logic here. Anyway, as if I go back to my editor screen, here you can see we are getting the navigator using koin inject, and then we are passing this to the content composable. If you have seen any of my videos, then you will know this this is the architecture I follow throughout my applications, where I'm defining in the screen. In the editor screen, I define the somewhat logic related to the screen that is needed from the view model, and in the content composable I just define the UI layer. Okay, that's why I'm calling two separate composable. That's why I created two separate composable here. Anyway, so if I go to add to screen content, then you will see here's the backstand, here's providing own backstack, here is calling on backstack provided lambda, and then if I go here nav display, this is the main thing. So basically it needs entry provided. Entry provider is provided by koin. If I go here, then you see this is provided by koin. Now your question should be, where are the routes that we define here in the editor screen? Where are they? Where are their UI? So that is the magic of koin. If I go to the navigation here in the navigation module, then you will see their editor navigation module. What this module will do is, so here what we are doing is koin is providing us a function called navigation. With the help of this, we can define our routes. As you can see here, we are using our editor screen sealed classes to define our routes. Here is the UI and everything. Also, I have scoped this whole thing into the editor scope so that we can only access inside the editor screen, not elsewhere. For example, I don't want to give access to editor navigator somewhere else, because this is the nested navigation. I don't want to go into details because I don't want to go into details, but here is the overview. I have two navigations in my app, one for the overall application and one for this editor. Editor is a totally separate thing in my app. That's why I'm using nested navigation, and since this is nested navigation, I prefer using scope for that so that I don't mess up with editor navigator somewhere else in the application. Anyway, here is the nav display, and here I have defined my navigation routes, and using navigator I can navigate to any screen I want. This is the best navigation setup I have done so far. I love it, and because it's just like messing up with the list, and if you work with it, then that would be very much easy for you. The purpose of making this video was basically one which was teaching you nav3, and the other was telling you that you need to save your application in times of process. That's why I'm defining this from the UI layer. Anyway, have you guys enjoyed this video? Yeah, I wasn't active for very long on this channel because I'm working with my own project, and that things are taking so much time. So that's why I would request you, and I would advise you to follow me on Twitter. I share so much stuff here, and you will learn a lot of premium stuff here as well, because there are so many things that we can't share on YouTube because it takes so much effort to make such content. And I know most people will be angry with me because yeah, this video is not in Hindi because I'm thinking about switching the lingo, and if you're a programmer you need to know the English. Anyway, that was pretty much it. If you have any question, do let me know in the comment section. Me, Atrii, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye. Allah Hafiz.